Hello and welcome back to weeks 9 and 10. It's a little shorter week, just looking at the module and looking at the overview, but I have these two web quests, the Supreme Court web quest and the Congressional web quest. They're going to take a deceptively long amount of time. I mean, not overly so. You can get it done within the 2-week window. It's still, it's not overwhelming, I don't think. But if you try to do it October 25th, 26th, and have it ready by the 27th, you're not going to be successful. So, again, as we're going through the Presidency, Congress, and the Supreme Court, we're not in the book at all. You're only going to be responsible for the materials that I give you on Canvas. So you're looking at the Module 5 overview right now. A lot of students say they like this. They can just check it off or scratch a line through the things they get done with. And there are 3 assignments: the Supreme Court web quest, the Supreme Court assignment. That should be just 15 very easy points that should take you about 10 minutes to do. The Congressional web quest. Again, with these web quests, you're not going to necessarily find things in your book or the slides. You're going to have to go on a little adventure. This is a tad bit more guided than the Congressional web quest is. But all assignments are due. That should say October 27th. But I'm going to keep going, and I'm going to fix it later. So Module 5. Just a couple things I want to point out. How a Supreme Court Justice is nominated and confirmed. This is just a thing I did, just because I was getting a lot of questions over one semester. So here's the material I was looking off of, the nomination and confirmation process. And download the appointment to the Supreme Court PowerPoint. Again, if these things are giving you a hard time, say it's the video on YouTube that it just has a gray screen and like the link is broken. No, the link isn't broken. You just click on the title up here. So we're going to start the Supreme Court, and there you go. There I am. So don't think that anything is ever broken. If it takes a little too long to load this, download nomination and confirmation process. Okay? Appointment to the Supreme Court. And then our main unit of study, the Supreme Court slides. I won't go through all 75 of them. You will hear me do that, like right here. YouTube refused to connect. Well, it's going to connect. Supreme Court 2023 Part 1 here. So let's start. And there it is. Okay? There's always a way. And if the link doesn't work totally, you email me and let me know. There are 5 parts here. This is something I do in the Supreme Court unit. It's the article I was working off of. It's a 20-minute read. If you're interested, give it a shot. There's nothing more or less about this than what I put on the test. So don't worry about that. This is just a if you're interested type thing. Then the Supreme Court assignment. This is the 10-minute thing you should, be able to get off pretty quick. This is on the last slide of the Supreme Court slides. So don't get confused. You don't need to ask me if these assignments are different. They're not different in any way. So just submit it here. Supreme Court assignment. Who was the only U.S. Supreme Court justice to have been impeached for bad behavior? You'll find out who that is. The man makes an appearance on test 2, and I think the final as well. And then the Congressional web quest. You're going to need to look for a majority of these answers. As I say, they aren't necessarily in the book or in other resources you might find on Canvas. These should be very easy. I mean, it's not a whole lot, I think, of time you're going to put in. This always throws students for a little bit of a loop. I'm prepared to accept answers for actually 5 or 6 names. Some people give good rationale. But you can find these online, and that'll get you ready for Congress in weeks 11 and 12. And there it is, right there. So, as usual, Module 5 overview. Everything's going to be due by October 27th at 11:59. Now that isn't saying, because a lot of you have been sending me emails, I haven't had time to get to it this weekend. Well, I don't give you 2 weeks to complete, the work for you to do it all on the weekend before it's due. There should be some planning, from October 14th all the way through to October 27th about how much you're getting done and when. And since I don't know everybody's individual schedules, I can't give you more specific advice than that. It shouldn't be done the weekend before it's due. Like, I bet when I look at my inbox, I'm going to see emails from 2 or 3 of you. Those emails should, not be being sent right this second, but there you are. So, the Constitution worksheets here again, this is in no way required. But it's good just to kind of have for this class, maybe for later on. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, reach out. If not, have a beautiful 2 weeks, and I'll see you for weeks 11 and 12. And if you are still with me right now, the extra credit phrase is guest house coffee. Again, guest house coffee. Have a good week.